All right, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and start with our toe lifts. Lift and lift. Good, 8, 7, 4, 3, heels up both at the same time. We're gonna start to add in and open and a close at the chest. Here's 4, 3, 2, let's take our hands lightly behind our ears. We're gonna march nice and tall. So today we have a pyramid, or technically it's a hill climb workout. Here's 4, 3, hamstring curls, tricep, press it back. So this is the one where we start with exercise 1, and then round 2, we do exercises 1 and 2, and then we add an exercise every round. 4, 3, knees up. We're gonna do our rotations. Start to take your shoulder towards your opposite hip. Try to keep those shoulder blades squeezed so our elbows stay nice and open. 4, 3, hamstring curls. We're going to pull. You can do both at the same time if you'd like. 4, 3, 2, deadlifts, feet hip width apart. So hinge it forwards, stand up nice and tall. So think belly's in. All movement is coming from our hips and from our glutes. One more. All right, we're gonna go for swing. So we're gonna take it down and up. Now today, one of our exercises, we go halfway up and then we go all the way up. So down, half, down, and up. So this is just a little bit of movement practice for when we actually get into our workout. Good, just a couple more here. Last set. Let's bring it up, squat, slow it down on the way down. Push through the heels to stand tall. So sit it back. Try to keep that chest pretty upright. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight up and down. Good, 4 more like this. Drop it down. Push through the heels, stand tall. Think about that core. We use our core all the time, not just in crunches and planks. Down. All right, jumping jacks right here. Tap and tap. Feel free to stick with the low jacks today. We're going to be doing star jacks. Those are the ones where you squat and then you lift that one leg out to the side. It'll make sense. Forward step and reach. Take it forward, pull it back. Reach and in. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna slow it down. I want you to try to go a little bit deeper. Push through to stand tall. A little bit deeper, push through. So we're working on range of motion. If you need to step backwards, that's okay too. Drop, lift, few more, down, and up. How close can you get to the floor while keeping your front knee over your shoelaces? One more. Side lunge, step it out, hold it in place right here. Reach. So it's just a little inner thigh work here. We're still warming up, so we're not going crazy on depth. Good, bring it in the center, double touch, over to the right, over to the left. Press and press. Bring it in the center, tap it out to the side. We're gonna reach towards the front. Let's reach it up and overhead. Squeeze. 4, 3, back to the front. Reach. 3, 2, and up. Think about lengthening the side of your body back to front and overhead. Plank walkouts. We're gonna give ourselves a little bit of space. We're gonna take it down, we're gonna walk it out, and you'll be happy to know we're still not doing any push-ups today. You do have a couple of options to do exercises at the end on your hands and knees. You do not have to go to the floor. So just walk it out. Nice, good plank. I'm gonna go for a couple more. This is just a really good way to working on some core, working on your shoulder blade stability. Let's bring it all the way up. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Grab a quick drink of water. So, 30 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. We're gonna start 2 squats, 2 overhead presses, and you can do both arms or you can alternate. Just remember, that is the exercise that we do all 8 rounds. We have star jacks, down and lift. Then we have deadlift, and then we lunge with a curl. Swings half, swings full, 2-way rows. Then we do a pulsing side lunge, kind of a switch. You can add a hop in the middle if you'd like. We're gonna be on the ground or standing, tricep kickbacks, and then mountain climbers or pull down marches is your standing option. So grab a weight you feel comfortable doing an overhead press with. If you don't want to do overhead presses, you can do side or scapular raises instead. But it's 2 squats, 2 presses, 30 seconds in 3, 2, and 1. So nice and tall. 2 squats, 2 presses. Option 1, right, left. 2 squats or 2 presses here. Remember, we're getting 8 rounds of this, so feel free to kind of, alternate. Maybe 1 round you alternate, 1 round you do both. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Short rest. We're gonna do that exercise again, and then we're gonna do our star jacks. Here's 2 and 1. So 2 squats. And then we have 2 presses. Good, so squat and squat, press and press. Now again, if you're feeling it in your shoulders, alternate, always an option. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Weights down. We're gonna do our star jack. So that's the one where we do our mini squat and then we do a nice good lift. Here's 2 and 1. So mini squat, lift, mini squat, and lift. So it isn't a big squat. And if you want to, down and lift, down and lift. So this is an option for anybody that's feeling a little extra today. Otherwise, little hinge, reach for your knees, and then backs of the hands are reaching for the wall. I want you to think about opening. So instead of just lifting, good, squat to press. Really think like if you were stretching a band apart. 2 squats, 2 presses. So down and down, press and press. Like I said, we're getting a lot of shoulders, especially at the beginning here. Modify. I'm really glad I only grabbed 10s. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, star jacks. Star jacks. So think about your arms instead of a side. I want you to open. Here we go. Down, lift. So imagine if you were against a wall, you surrender, your arms are going to touch the wall, just like if you're doing angels or a Y lift. They don't go straight up. You can still diagonally lift them up and back. This round we add in deadlift, lunge, and curl. Good. Right here, grab your weights. Where you put the curl is up to you. I'm not fussy. Good. So option 1, hinge, curl, lunge. Option 2, hinge, stand, lunge, and curl. So it's kind of personal preference. Think about the things you do every day. When do you pick something up? Where do you hold it? Good. 3, 2, and 1. Short rest. We're going right back. 2 squats, 2 presses. 3, 2, and 1. So squat, squat, press, and press. This round, we're going to add in those swings, halves, and fulls. And even if you start to struggle a little bit with those presses, you can still keep doing your squats. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Star jacks. This is one of those workouts where we just keep going. We just keep going. Here we go. Down, lift. Really think. If you don't want to do the leg lift, squat, tap the toe out to the side. Reach. If you can, add in that leg lift. Don't let the toes come in front or rotate out to the side. Really lead with those glutes. We want to work side and back of the body with this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deadlift, lunge, and a curl. 2, and 1. Nice and tall. Hinge, stand, curl, and lift. We've got a lot of compound work today, especially at the beginning. It's going to help us get our heart rates up before we go on to a little bit more isometric. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, with or without dumbbells. I'm going to go a little bit wider, more of a sumo swing. Down, half, down, up. Time is on. Down, half, down, up. Can you do this with one dumbbell? Yes, you can. Absolutely. What are we watching for? We're watching for our back. We are not here or here. Use that core to think about keeping your shoulders nice and stable. If you can't get all the way overhead, can you come higher? Just get it a little bit more. Last one. A little bit more than halfway. Good. Bring it in. 2 squats, 2 presses. Right here. Down, and then press and press. So your strength exercises, you don't got to go for speed. Go for control. Nice, good lifts. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Star jacks. Good. 3, 2, and 1. So a little squat, lift. Really think, opening up big Y, celebrate. That's what we're going for. We're celebrating today. If you want to add the lift, just a little bit harder. Make sure we're not leaning. I want you to use those muscles to lift your legs. So we're using those muscles, lifting against gravity. Here's 2 and 1. Deadlift, lunge, and curl. Here's 2 and 1. So deadlift, lunge with a curl. Nice, good hinge. Stand up tall, shoulders over your hips. 10 seconds. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swings, half and full. If you need to stay with halves, stay with halves. If you need to stay with 1/2 and 3/4, that's okay too. Here we go. Hinge, half, hinge, full. This is core and shoulder stability. So here, brace your core so that our backs don't arch. Lift, right here, brace it. So we're controlling those weights. We don't want to let them pull us backwards. We're controlling where they go. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Two-way rows. Two-way rows. That's neutral and then a little bit wide. Here we go. So think letter I and then letter A. So if you're looking at yourself top down, looking at your back, right here, we're letter I. Here, we form that letter A. We just take the hands to the corner. We're still pulling back to the hips. We're just going a little bit wider. Not a lot, just a couple inches away. Good, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Short rest, squats, and presses. 3, 2, and 1 right here. 2 squats, 2 presses. I'm going to alternating, or I've really been doing alternating because I slept funny. So now my thumb is like all tingly. I kind of hate it when you have like an injury or something and you don't even know what you did, or like you slept wrong. Or hey, you sneezed. You sneezed and you threw your back out, right? Good. Star jacks. And that's why we work on bracing our core, so that you can brace, so that when you sneeze, here we go, we don't throw our backs out. Because we know how to brace. Or when we have to pick something up, we brace. Good. So down, lift. If you need to keep it lower, I want you to think about doing a band pull apart. Can you do palms forwards? Less lower option, right? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deadlift, lunge, and curl. Good, belly's in, hinge, curl, and then a good lunge. So remember strength today. We're going slow and steady. If you want to add a little power, you can, but this is a good time to maybe go a little heavier. We've got time. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, swings, 1/2 and full or 1/2 and 1/2. I'm going a little bit wider, a little more of a sumo. Here we go. Hinge, 1/2, hinge, all the way up. This is why we practice those hinges in the warm-up. This is a hinge. It's not a squat, and it's definitely not a crunch. Less than 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Two-way rows. Two-way rows. 3, 2, and 1. Good hinge. I open the pinkies to the corner. Shoulders still stay away from the ears. So if you're feeling this a lot up by your neck, you might be shrugging. We want to think, drive the elbows, squeeze the shoulder blades, keep them low. 10 seconds. This is going to be our pulsing side lunge with a switch. 3, 2, and 1. So pulsing side lunge, step it out. 2, 1, switch. 2, 1, switch. Time's on. So really think this leg. Down and up. You're using this one. Push and in the center. Now here's an option. You can add a hop switch. We do this a lot with squats, but this one, a little bit more of a side lunge. So it's a little more single leg compared to both. 3, 2, and 1. Squat to press. We only have a couple more rounds. That's all we've got left. Here we go. Squat, 2 squats, 2 presses. If you're thinking, I'm kind of feeling it already, you can do 2 chair stands and 2 seated overhead presses, yes? We modify based on how we feel. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Star jacks. 3, 2, and 1. Little squat and open. So if you watch my hands, I really focus on palms forwards, backs of the hands go back. So it can be just parallel or a little bit higher, but it's still palms forwards. It means that we are rotating, opening up those shoulders. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deadlift, lunge, and curl. Good, shoulders down, hinge, curl, and lunge. So where you do the curl just changes things a little bit, challenges your core just a little bit differently each time. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Swings, half and full. Half and full. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Half, and then full. So it's just like, it's a little heavier than we thought. We've got to get ready, and then we can go for our full swing. One dumbbell works, or if you need to, skier swings for any of my skiers. So this is a good way to practice when you're off season. Good job. Bring it in. 2-way rows. 2-way rows. 3, 2, and 1. So hinge it forward. I and A. So if I turn, elbows straight back, elbows kind of to the corner. Taking your arms a little bit farther away from your torso is just a little bit less stable than your hands close. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Pulsing side lunge with that switch. This round we're gonna add on tricep kickbacks right here. Pulse, pulse, switch in the middle. Push and push. So when we do this, think about the pushing of that leg that steps out more than trying to use your other one to pull you in. You're gonna use it, but it's really this leg. This one's got the power in it, just from a physics standpoint. Good, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tricep kickbacks, option 1, standing. Option 2, one side only, hands and knees. Good, time is on. You do what feels good to you today. If you want to stay standing the whole workout, go for it. I'm gonna add in a little bit of a bird dog, just a little bit more core here. And we have one more round, so we'll do the other side. But if you're standing, feel free to do both arms. That's just gonna get you double the tricep workout because you do twice as many reps. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Gotta come up quick. We're going back, squat to press. 2 and 1. This is your last round. Down and down, stand tall, press and press. Now our last exercise is going to be mountain climbers. I want it to be cardio, so if you can, I want you to go quick. 5 seconds. If you're staying standing today, you're going to do marches. Good. Bring it in. Star jacks. You're going to do marches and try to do big arm pull downs. 2 and 1. Little squat, lift. Little squat, lift. This is another one. We brace the core so that when our arms go back and our shoulders squeeze, we don't arch that low back. We pull the ribs down and in. So it's kind of that fine line between here and here. You got to find that middle position. We don't want our low back to take over. Good. Rest. We don't want our low back to take over. Deadlift, lunge, and curl when we're trying to use other muscles. 2, 1, good. Deadlift, hinge. I'm gonna go forwards just because I feel like it. It's the last round. Deadlift, lunge, option with that curl. If you want to keep going reverse lunges, go for it. If you have knee issues, a lot of times that's gonna feel better. Good. 3, 2, and 1. All right, swings, half and full. Sumo, skier. Sumo, you gotta watch those knees. Right here. Hinge, half, hinge, and full. You should not feel these in your low back. If you do, you may not be pulling that core in and tucking those ribs a little bit. Focus on that before focusing on height. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Two-way rows. We've got 4 exercises left. This is our last round. 3, 2, and 1. Little tuck, hinge. Think about your hips pushing back behind your knees, shifting your weight just a little bit into your heels so we can get that good forward fold. We just don't want to be here and really high. Try to get 45 degrees, maybe 30, just a nice good angle. Remember, dumbbells work against gravity. 3, 2, and 1. Pulsing side lunge, hop switch. Here we go. So reach, push, center, reach, push, center. Option, you have that little bit of a pull in, add in, hop switch. Good, about 5 seconds. We're gonna go for those triceps. All right, triceps. Standing or floor. Standing or floor. Right here, if you're on the floor with me, or even if you're standing, nice good body position. Torso is parallel to the floor. Sometimes we start to turn and lift that shoulder up. Straight back. Good lift. I'm adding in leg extension. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, mountain climbers. Or second option is you're gonna march with a nice good pull down. Good, time is on. So quick, quick. Right here, incline climbers are fine. If you can, I want you to jog, 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 jog. If you're standing, pull, pull. This is standing options. If this feels better for you, go for it. 10 seconds. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, shake it out. Give yourself a break. Walk it around. I'm going to take a moment, put my equipment away. And I'm definitely going to grab a drink because I did not take a break. So if you're on the floor still, you can give yourself a little bit of a breather. If you're standing, I want you to walk it around. So whether that's walking, that's doing step touches, goal is just to get your heart rate and your breathing down. Now, if you want to come down to the floor, we're just going to do super quick abs. If you don't want to go to the floor, that's okay too. So come down when you're ready. If you want to take the core work, it's just going to be some quick rounds. If you want to stay standing and walk around and cool down during the core work, that is okay with me. So we're going to be on our backs. We're just going to go really basic. 30 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. And we're just going to run through some different core moves. These are all ones we've done before. We're going to start with crunches. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So just a nice basic crunch. Hands can be by your hips on the floor. You can have them behind your head. That's going to be a little bit harder. You can reach for the ceiling. So goal for this is to get our heart rate and our breathing down a little bit. We've got about 10 more seconds, and we're going to do a diagonal crunch with either a knee in or a straight leg lift. So we're just going to take right arm. Good. 10 seconds rest. I'm going to demo. We're going to take right arm, reach it for the right leg, and then lower it down. So we're going to add a lift and a lower. Your time is on. If you do not want to do the rotation, you can hold it in the center and just focus on your leg lift and lower, keeping your core stable. But if you can, we're going to do a diagonal reach. And really, as the leg lowers towards the floor, keep that belly neutral. 4 seconds, we have 10 seconds rest, and we're going to switch sides. Good. 10 seconds rest. Get ready. Switching over to the other side. You can always start in the up position. We're going to lower and lift. Your time is on. So again, you can keep that spine neutral, no rotation, no lifting, or add a good reach. A lot of you know if you're standing, you can just do a lovely mummy kick, reaching for that opposite leg. We have 10 seconds, and we're going to do bridges. Yes, your buns, I consider those part of your core. Good. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to go for bridges. Just a nice good lift and lower. So think about tucking your tail, point your tailbone to your heels, brace the core. We're going to lift up, and then we're going to take it back down again. Lift and lower. Keep breathing. I like to exhale on the hard part of the exercise, but the most important thing right now is to continue breathing and just to make sure that we're not holding our breath, but we also don't want to start hyperventilating. And 4, 3, let's go for reverse crunches. So short rest. So option 1, now that we've done a bridge, I want you to do a pelvic tuck with relaxed buns. So we don't want to turn it into a bridge. We just did those. Your time is on. If you want to make it a little bit harder, then you can do a little pelvic tuck, like you're bringing your knees in towards your chest. We're going to take it up. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you push it up towards the ceiling. So remember, you find your comfort level. If you're just not ready for that yet, just think about a little tuck, like you're going to try to rock yourself up. Good, 5 seconds. Last exercise is gonna be dead bugs. Good, short rest, arms up, legs up. We're gonna do dead bugs. Option 1, you hold. Option 2, you start to add in arm and leg movement. Your time is on. So you can take it out, bring it in. Take it out, bring it in. You can always just tap the heel and get your thumb closer to the floor. If you wanna do just one arm at a time and then one leg at a time, that's okay too. We have 10 seconds, and then we're going to rest, and we're gonna start stretching. Good, 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna take it out. Just gonna do a nice good Shavasana, nice good stretch. I like to take my arms up overhead and imagine that I am trying to reach my arms towards one wall and my feet towards the other. I'm just lengthening my body here. Good, 8, 7. Keep that left leg straight. We're gonna pull that right knee in towards the chest. You can grab in front of your thigh or you can grab behind your knee. If you prefer to stay standing or seated, you do the same thing here. Good, let's switch sides. So take it over, right leg extends out, left leg, we're pulling that knee in towards that chest. Let's take that left foot flat on the floor, the knee is bent, right ankle, we're gonna cross it over the left thigh just above the knee. We're gonna open that right knee out, so we're trying to make that figure 4 stretch. Option 1, you can stay here. Option 2, we're gonna bring the right leg across the body and see if we can get that foot to come in contact with the floor. And our right arm is gonna open out to the side for a nice good stretch. If you need to, you can do this sitting. You're just gonna do that good figure 4 stretch while you're sitting down. Good, release, bring it up, switching sides. We're gonna take that left ankle over the right thigh, just above the knee. Open the left knee out to the side, nice good stretch. Option 1, you stay here. Option 2, can you bring the left leg across the body and try to get that foot flat on the floor? And our left arm is going to reach up and out. So we're stretching our bicep, our chest, our torso, and then we're also getting a little bit of outer thigh and hip. Good, release. We're gonna bring it over to one side. Does not matter which one, we're gonna do both. We're gonna take our knees and pull them up so they're in line with our belly button. And we're gonna make sure that our hips and our knees are stacked. So if you look at your knees and your top knee is behind your front knee or bottom knee, I want you to push that hip forwards until they're stacked. We're just gonna do open books. So we're gonna take our fingers out. We're gonna open the shoulder back behind you, and then you're gonna come back into the center. I like to take my bottom hand and pull my knees into the floor. It's okay if your top arm doesn't touch the floor. The goal is to try to open up that shoulder and open up that torso. Good, bring it into the center. We're gonna come over into child's pose. And then we're gonna switch and we'll do the other side, nice good open books. So just sit it back, reach those arms out so your fingers and your hips are getting as far away from each other as they can. You can add a little side to side wiggle here. Good, now let's roll it over onto the other side. We're gonna do those open books. So we're gonna pull those knees in line with our belly button. And again, check your hips. Sometimes we push our hip back, push the hip forward so they're stacked. Take that top arm out and we're just going to open, back behind you, and then come back forwards. Again, I like to take my bottom hand and support my knees and help keep my knees pulled in towards the floor. Good, we're gonna do one more. Let's bring it back into the center. Coming up onto hands and knees, we're just gonna do a nice good cat-cow. If you prefer, you're welcome to come to standing. Just give yourself a minute. We're just gonna inhale, and then we're gonna exhale. If you don't wanna do the arch and round, you're gonna think about bracing your core, and you're just gonna do a nice good belly breathe. So you're gonna breathe in, expand the belly, and you're gonna exhale and pull that belly in to help you expel that air. Good, one more time. Let's sit our hips back towards our heels. Give yourself a minute. We're gonna take our strong leg around to the front. We're gonna come up to standing. So come back up into the center. Big breath in, give yourself a pat on the back, and then exhale, swallow the back. Good, big breath in here, and out. Good, we have one more. Inhale up, and exhale down. Good, hold it down, and you can reach the arms long if you'd like, and we're just gonna take ear to shoulder, side to side. Bring it up into the center. We're gonna look to the right, look to the left. Good, bring it into the center. Big breath in, spread the fingers, spread the toes, and then exhale. Good, one more time, big breath in, and out, and you are all done.